Yo, yo, yo. What is up, guys? What is up, YouTube? What is up, Synth Scallywags? You renegades, the dudes, the bros, all the things, whatever you are, whatever you want to be, whatever your dreams, wherever they take you. Welcome to another episode of the Trader to the Living Show, where I'm going to talk today about some things and stuff and some other things. Get a few things out of the way first. So if you've been following along this month, you've noticed that I've been doing the 1 minute jams. Part of that, why I started that, was because I didn't have the time this year to do January like I have in the past. So I decided to just do some jams that are modern, some that are best of Januaries of the past, some of just different things. Not all of it was made that day or anything. Some of it was, and it was just a little fun thing to do. But that's going to be coming to an end. I'm going to be stopping doing those. They might pop one up occasionally still from time to time. I have literally hundreds of those saved up from all the years and from the ones that I do, the jams that I do that I don't put out as full videos or whatever. But yeah, also, I decided about this new year I was going to do a lot more music content on the channel as opposed to these talking videos, which the algorithm loves a lot more. But these 1 minute jams and posting more often and doing music posts have basically just like tanked the channel like really bad. When you look at the stats and like where it was when I started posting music, like the amount of views and new subscribers and stuff like that. And I don't really give a shit, honestly. I don't do this for money. That's why I continued to do it, as opposed to doing going back to just doing talking videos or whatnot. But yeah, it's YouTube hates. Oh, is there a weird echo? Check. Oh, holy shit. Check. Whoa. Okay, let me turn that one down and this one up. I apologize about that, guys. I should have checked the audio. Hey. All right, that should be better. Check. All right. Oh, still a little hot. Take that down. We're hella professional around here. Okay, so yeah, man. I didn't care that I saw when I started doing it that it was like really hurting the channel for as far as growth or whatever. But whatever. I wanted to do a bunch of music for this month, and I'm glad I did. So like I said, I don't make any money off this. I don't have any monetization or affiliate links. Nobody's ever sent me anything. Everything in my studio I've paid for myself. Other than I did get a pedal from Noir, but that wasn't. That was a friendly, nice thing for him to do. But yeah, everything in here is all of my content is. Anytime I talk about music gear or anything, it has, it's based off of who I am and what I do. I have a real job in life besides trying to be a YouTuber, and I don't expect to ever be like a full-time YouTuber. But it was a bummer to see the algorithm kind of just YouTube hates music. It does. If you look, like, there's some people who might have done it, like, I don't know. It's pretty few and far between. Maybe if you have really high production videos or whatever, I don't know. But the algorithm just despises it. And somebody, what's his name? Oh God, what's that guy's? All My Friends Are Synths. I forget his real name. Scottish dude, I think. He made a video today where he put up, I saw where he did music, and he's like, oh, the algorithm will hate this. Nobody will see this because, and he's right. it actively pushes you down for views, and it doesn't show it, so whatever, it is what it is. But I will be stopping these the 1 minute jams, and probably will go back to just streaming a couple times a week, uh, as opposed to, I don't know, I've been kind of enjoying just like showing it, because I normally jam towards the end of the night, as I've been showing. I do some kind of jam on something, or on the weekends during the days, and I like, it's fun, and I've been just kind of showing the process lately of what I normally do. I don't know that I'll continue. I've been doing it the last few nights in a row, and it's kind of fun to just turn the camera on. Doesn't really feel like any pressure or anything, but yeah. So with that out of the way, we'll get into it. Let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Warheart Arts. What up, dude? Yes, you will. I will buy and sell gear. Yes, Warheart. Yes, you're probably correct, but we're gonna get into that. Hey, what's up, Mecha Destructo? Hey there, trader. Yeah, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in. The only weird Echo is our brother Echo Craft. You gotta love that guy and his music. Yes, Echo Craft is awesome. The only weird Echo. Yeah, he is. His music is awesome too. Sup, Hans Volt in the house. What up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you guys for all dropping in. Yeah, my music videos are least video. I'm telling you, it's YouTube. It's just doesn't like music. It actively, if you go from like doing talking videos for a while and see the difference, and then do all like music, mostly all music for like a month, and just like look at the stats of everything, it hates it. It's, the difference is night and day. But it is what it is, Maybe I just suck at music though. No, dude, no. It's just the way YouTube is. It's not what they want to push. It's not the stuff they, and that's fine. But so I was planning on like slowing those down. Like I said, it was something I wanted to do for January, was just really push more music than sitting here and talking about music gear or what's new and what's cool and, what's hot, what's out there. That's, I just wanted to change it up a little bit and just, show what I actually do a little bit, as opposed to like this, because I like talking about gear, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. New gear is cool, and there's stuff but I don't really give that much of a shit about it, especially as time goes on, compared to how it used to be. Once you do this for a long time, and you stop just kind of caring as much about like gear, not like using it and tools and stuff, but like what's out and what's new. Like you could only see so many, embargo days where everybody drops the new video of the new hot product, and like just not get kind of just like meh, burnt out, bitter. Happens to the best. But yeah, what up, Probes? Your music is the bomb. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So, with all that said, I'm going to talk about. I do really appreciate that, Probes. I'm a fan of your music too. I've told you this. I'm a fan of all you guys' stuff that I've heard. I love Hans's stuff. Warheart. I've heard a little bit of your stuff on Popcorn Night, and the few things I dug. Yeah, it's I love most what everybody does in this community. But it's unfortunate that like YouTube just kind of shits on it, but it is what it is. So 2026, do I plan on getting anything new? Do I plan on selling anything? Am I even like, is there anything I need? Do I even have any space anywhere in this freaking room for anything? Not really, to be honest. It's packed to the gills. Now I've even put a bunch of shit away. I have too much gear. I'm the first to acknowledge that. But I'm also not gonna sell a bunch of shit. Just don't want to, don't need to. If I needed money or whatever, if I need space for something, I put something up and make room for it. That's I got the that new Behringer thing that I've already put up. I jammed on it a little bit. I'll break it out again, but I broke it out for a couple days and jammed on it. It's that the what is it, the whatever, that little Oberheim two voice thing. And it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It sounds good. But yeah, for me, like after doing this for decades and collecting gear and having sold a bunch of gear at times, and you know, unless I need the money, I don't want to part with anything. Anything that I bought, I wanted for a reason, and I might want to use again. I'm totally fine with putting it in storage, storing it in the closet for a bit, and then another project down the road, pulling it out. I've discussed this before. You guys, if you, I don't want to be a broken record, but there's very little left that I would want. And new gear, the new stuff coming out is like the least like enticing. There's nothing, like that new Juno clone thing or the new Leviathan or whatever, the TR1000 looks cool. That would be nice. I'm not going to rush out to get it. The things I look for and that I have a short list of are older shit, stuff that I've looked at for a long time and still want. The DSI Dave Smith Instruments Tempest has been on my list for a long time. I've been waiting to score a deal. They got discontinued a while back. What, 3, 4, 5 years ago? I don't remember. It's been a while. And prices jumped up, and then jumped up even more. And then I waited, and it seems like sometimes they're kind of coming down. I've seen a few on Reverb that have been real enticing to me lately. That would be probably something that I would pick up, because that's something I'm going to want and to have and use forever. And I've always wanted to just play one. Another thing that I've been looking at and interested in is the sequential form. I keep coming back to that thing. And I know, you guys be like, oh, freaking mini keys, or whatever. I have no problem just MIDIing it up to one of my big keyboards. That's MIDI keys and stuff like modules. They don't bother me because I have a MIDI cable. I can use the Muse or the Quantum, or I really like the keyboard on the K5000. I could use that and put that over there. But yeah, so the MIDI keys isn't an issue for me. It's the sound. I don't have any sequential sound in here. None. I have things that I can get close on. Talked about this before with like the AN1X and stuff. But yeah, so those two things are the ones that I'm still interested. The only other thing that I've like looked at for years and have always wanted, just like I always wanted an ARP 2600, or I always wanted to have an analog polysynth. Like I finally got a Muse. That was the one I chose. Whether you agree with it or not, I love it. But was a Korg MS-20. I've always wanted the Korg MS-20. I always thought that was the shit. You know what I mean? I've never had one. I have got to play on one. I've used one briefly in the past. But I always wanted one in my studio. I think it would be, that's something I would love to have. And they make that mini. I've been looking at used ones of those. I could see that replacing some of the other another monosynth or two in here, be it the Bass Station 2, or which I do like that, or like I don't know, I would make room for an MS-20, the mini, or just break it out when I want to use it, that filter and stuff. But I'm not in any rush. None of these things that I'm talking about do I absolutely need. I don't need any of them. These are things that I've had on my list for years. I've been adding things that I really, really want. And then sometimes something will come out that takes precedence over those. For like when Voltage Lab 2, when that came out, I was like highly, highly intrigued and did a lot of research and stuff for a long time before I decided to get that thing. And I have zero regrets. Absolutely freaking love it. Same thing with the GR Mega. I'd watched the regular GR1 for years, and when I saw the introduction of the Mega, it was something that I knew it took precedence. Like certain things, sometimes that'll happen. You know what I mean? But other things that are older, like the Waldorf Quantum, I'd wanted for years. But since the first time I saw it and heard it, I was like blown away. I wanted a Quantum, and I waited and waited, and finally found a used one, a really good deal. Which to most people, I would say that are like looking at any synth, if you can like buy a Quantum MK1 for less than 2 grand and never look back on needing almost any other digital synth out there, other than like, there are things like the GR Mega, the Tonefork, there are some badass. I have no regrets on certain things, but yeah, man, I could almost get rid of a lot of stuff and still just keep the Quantum. That's just me. Having played it, programming on it, I absolutely love that thing. I've thought about getting that Protein just to mess around with. But again, these are things I don't need. Don't need any, sequential Dave Smith stuff. I don't, but I would love to have that sound. I have a lot of Moog in here. I've got, Yamaha, I've got Hydrasynth, I've got like a lot of Arturia, Novation. I've got a lot of different like representations of sounds. The Third Wave has brought like a lot to the table for me, sound wise, but I don't have anything that really I get like a Prophet kind of sequential Dave Smith sound. And that's something I've been lamenting. And if I do decide, I've decided that each year going forward, and I know this is a bold statement, and I am going to specify that this is other than, say, a guitar pedal or something. I'm talking about instruments, synthesizers, drum machines, samplers, like big, expensive. From now on, I only really want flagship stuff. I don't want little dinky things anymore that take up space, and that I would rather sell 5 of those and have like one badass thing. That's just kind of where I'm at in my journey on this. Everybody's different. We all have different approaches, different, requirements and stuff. That's just kind of where I'm at. But having said that, the sequential sound. Now, I'm going to throw on a couple videos, guys. I'm going to watch and try and decide. So I decided that with around the tax season for me each year, I will allow myself maybe one purchase of something. Not crazy. I'm not talking about going and buying a Prophet 10 or something, you know what I mean? Even though that would be the smart thing to do, actually, would be to like save up for a year or two or whatever, however long, and just bite the bullet and get myself a Prophet 10. That would probably be the smart way to go, and that may end up happening down the road. I don't know. I'm not going to get an OB6 or a Prophet 6 or a Trigon or any of these things that, I want to have a Prophet, and I don't want the Rev 2. No matter what people say about that, I know it's cool. Nothing against it. But I want a Prophet 10. And they're insane. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But to scratch that itch and not pay a bunch of money. And, I have looked deep into like Prophet 6 and OB6. Even the Trigon. What else is there? What else do they have? What's that one that's like the Mofo times 4, the 4 voice? Is that what it is? That one I've looked at quite a few times. I've thought about that. That sounds really, really good. If that's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, the Form, I feel like, and I'm gonna give it another look. I'm not saying I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna give it another look. So that and then make a choice. I'm gonna put it on the scales because that's newer, and I have been looking at the Tempest for forever. I mean, that thing's been out a long time, and I'm such a huge fan of Roger Lynn, and it's Roger Lynn and Dave Smith together on the same project. It's not a Lindrum tune. It's like a badass synth too. So having said all hey, what's up, Tactical MIDI? Didn't see you jump in. See if anybody else is in here. Appreciate you guys all hanging out, listening to me rant. Let's see here. There's as much as I found on the DeepMind 12. I thought it was a mistake, but it's really cool. You know what? I haven't played a DeepMind, but everybody I know who owns one loves it. It looks like a really super cool deep good analog synth. You can get Juno type sounds in it, all kinds of stuff. Let's see. I was thinking on a Volca Nubase. Yeah, I haven't really looked at those. Is that the just the bass one? Volca. Some of those are dope. Some of those Volcas. The FM one is really cool. I was gonna get my kid wanted a drum machine. And I was thinking about getting the just for a starter one, the Volca drum machine. It seemed like it'd be what's an entry level synth I might get 2020 an entry level. That depends on what you want, man. Are you looking for something analog? Are you looking for something digital? Are you I mean, I think like a good one that you just can't really go wrong with sound wise, that's in a sweet spot price wise is the Mini Freak. Arturio Mini Freak is dope. It's they keep adding to it. It's got granular now and all kinds of that one is amazing. If it's your first synth ever and you want to learn to program on it, I don't know how. It might be there'll be a little bit of a learning curve there, but that the Hydrasynth Explorer, they're the small version of that. But I think the Mini Freak is like, or the Micro Freak. I love the Micro Freak a lot, and that's cheaper. Thing is it's not stereo. It has no effects built in. You'd have to add, but I'm pretty sure you have some guitar pedals, Warheart. You can just plug in to guitar pedals and have your effects. If you have chorus, delay, reverb. Delay and reverb's all you really need, and with synthesizers. Other stuff's fun, phasers and stuff. But yeah, I think for like straight out like entry level, those and your paraphonic on the Micro Freak, where you have polyphony. I forget how many voices on the Mini Freak. What is it, guys? Like 6, 8? I forget. But those two are like ones that I always throw out there when I've been asked that question before. But there's a lot of stuff out there. If you just want to get a mono synth, there's like really affordable, like, I love the Novation Bass Station 2 is I think a great mono synth, but the Korg Minilog, I think it is that the one, Minilog XD? That's a great like beginner type synth for just entry level. But for 2026, for like this year of what's available now, I would say still last year and still this year, I would say the Mini Freak. I would throw that out there, or if that's a little bit above what you're looking for, like a $400 Micro Freak would be the two. Those are my recommendations, because they have they're hybrid. You get an analog filter on both of them with the digital. And they have different synth engines in it and stuff. So a lot of bang for your buck there, Warheart. A lot of bang. Highly recommend. I still like. I have like these really high-end synths, and I still use the Micro Freak a lot, like regularly, Even when I'm not just using it, I love the touch plate. I use it to, because you can use it as a controller for polyphonic aftertouch. I use that with my Hydra desktop to get a little poly aftertouch with it. Let's see. Get the Korg collection and have a try before you get the hardware. That's a good good suggestion. Good recommendation there, Probes. I mean, the MS-20, I know I want it. That's one that I will eventually have. I know that. It's just a matter of when, and I'm not in any rush or hurry. They're still making them, although they've gone up in price. I should have grabbed one when I first thought of it. Was first heavily considering it. They've gone up, like everything else has gone up. Let's see, there's so much I found on the DeepMind. I thought was a mistake, but is really cool. Yeah, DeepMind is dope. You got DeepMind Tactical. That's a good. Oh yeah, I think I saw it in your setup. DeepMind is sick. I think that's like Behringer's best. That and the Neutron is like their original stuff. I would love to see them do more stuff like that. Everybody would. I think everybody who's like. Most people who even like the Behringer haters and stuff, like, usually have good things to say about DeepMind and Neutron. Haven't seen me use the Perkins. You haven't? No, I guess I haven't done much on video with it, have I? I'm trying to think if I even made a video at all with the Perkins. You know what? tomorrow when I stream, I'll fire up the Perkins instead of the DFAMs. I'll do the Voltage Lab with the Perkons. Yeah, Perkins is cool. You know what? The only thing I'll say about it is it's got the four voices, right? Um, one of them I never can quite get a sound I like on. It's number two. I love the kick. I love the snare. I love the hi hat. The other one those are really the only three sounds I need for drums is a kick, a snare, and a hi hat. I don't need toms. I mean, I do like percussion, but now that I have Labyrinth, I know a lot of people hated on the Labyrinth, but Labyrinth is the ultimate badass percussion machine to me to enhance my other drum machines and stuff. I fucking love it for that. You can get like, it generates like generative, like ever changing percussion and stuff, which is super cool for your beats to have like in the background and stuff. But I'll just for you tactical. I'll do some vids and some stuff with the Perkins here soon. I'll break it out actually maybe and just put it on the main desk and do some stuff with it because it's sick. It is a badass drum machine. Let's see. I love how it has Mod Matrix sequencer. It's crazy. The Mofo X4. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. Destructo. Yeah, it's like the four voice of the Mofo. That was one I looked at. But is there another one that's like four voice? I might be tripping because those are the older ones. I think it is the Mofo, the one I was looking at. But that's when I look at the form. People are like, "Oh, only four voices," and I'm like, "Well, I mean, I think I could get a lot done personally in my music with just four voices of that sequential sound, especially just sampling it." And then you can layer and stuff, and yeah, or in the DAW, you can, like I can stack it. See, I was thinking about getting a second Hydra synth like the Explorer. Yeah, a second one, huh? That'd be. I mean, Hydra's very capable. You can. I mean, I made a bunch of drum sounds and sampled those onto my Digitact. It's been a while. It was a couple years ago. Made a really cool drum pack. I should dig that out because I like sounds. But yeah, I could see two Hydras. You can, with the versatility of the synthesis on that thing of being able to make like almost any sound in the world, I could see a use for two of them, tactical, and especially if you get a good deal. You have an MS-20 kit that I've not assembled due to circumstances, alas. A kit like a DIY one. Yeah, I hope you're doing good, Probes. I know you've been going through a lot. Hopefully you can get to that project when you have time. Hey, Zito Sonic, what up? Synthesizer selection is so wide nowadays, it's hard to make the right decision. MIDI Freak packs a lot, but it's not a conventional synth. That's true. That's what I mean. If it's your first synth, I don't know if MIDI Freak would be. I mean, I don't know how many synths Warheart said. He was asking for like an entry level. I mean, there's a lot of choices out there now, right? I mean, do you need a keyboard? Are you going to play the keys? Because there's a lot of synths in groove boxes now, But entry level makes me think of like under 500, under 700 I would call like entry level, I guess, nowadays. But you're right. I don't know if everybody would get along with the Mini Freak. I think Micro Freak's a great one. I don't know. You guys throw some suggestions out there. See, but yeah, I agree. It's not conventional. Let's see. There's also the Sequential Pro 3. The Pro 3, yes, is super sick. That's, I think, an amazing synthesizer. I have a friend of mine, my friend Tim, who I went to high school with. He got into synths around the pandemic. It was during the, I think a lot of people got heavily picked up a synthesizer after Stranger Things came out, and people were like, "Oh, the sound of that or whatever." And I think that he's a comic book artist, and has worked for Marvel and a bunch of different companies. I don't know. I'm not gonna like name drop him and stuff, but he had to change his real name because it was too close to another comic artist. But anyway, he goes by Timothy Green now. I don't know if you guys are into comics. He's been doing stuff for Major Comic Arts, which is awesome. He's my old skateboarder homie from high school that was always a badass artist, drawing comics and stuff. And he lives in Japan now, and as it was cool to see him like live his dream of actually becoming a professional comic book artist. But he bought a Pro 3, and I've watched videos he drops and like started making cool music. And dude, he does everything. He'll do full tracks with multi things with different patches and stuff he makes, and it's super super cool. And he uses all Pro 3 for everything, and it's amazing the music. I should find a link and share some of that. I haven't seen him do anything real recently, but for a while there, he was dropping some real cool where he did the artwork, like videos, for it. So, yeah, Pro 3 is sick. Let's see. I had the Micro Freak. It's great. Micro Freak still, that's a forever for me. I could part with a lot of other stuff in here, and the Micro Freak would stay. I absolutely love the Micro Freak. I think it's one of the greatest synths to come out in the last. I mean, for everything you can do on that thing, and they keep adding to it. They still, just like last year, are doing updates. It's insane, sampling, and I mean, it's a beautiful, lovely thing. The Micro Freak. I adore it. I absolutely adore it. It's still one of my most played instruments. It's featured on almost everything I've done over the last 5-6 years that I've had it. Almost everything. If it's not being the sounds of it, a lot of times, like I said, I use it as a controller because I love the touch plate. I'm one of those few weirdos who really, really love the touch plate. So I'm going to turn on the fan here. It's getting warm. Oh, come on. What is going on there? Really? Sorry. For some reason, my ceiling fan's not working. Getting really hot in here. There we go. But I think I have it set for summer. Oh, well. Yeah, I got a heater gets kind of warm right in this area. The rest of the house gets cold, but my studio gets like really, really warm, which isn't always a bad thing. But yeah, guys, I'm going to throw on, I had some videos queued up of some stuff, and then I'll jump back in the chat here. I want to, because I am going to decide between, these are the two I'm thinking over the next, maybe, into February, March, when the tax returns hit, maybe I might use a little bit of that to buy one thing for myself for the year. We'll see. But I'm going to throw on some videos. Let's start with this form one. Let's see. This is Glaze King himself. This is a new one that just dropped. Devin Belanger, Miles Away. The Maple Syrup Mafia, as Samurai is fond of saying to him. But let me make sure you guys can hear this okay. I'm going to check this out. I just want to listen to some sounds because this thing, name aside, I know the name's cheesy, but the sound of this, man, I keep eyeing this one. And this is like, it's pretty affordable, like $1,000 for a sequential of this sound. And I know the Take 5, I think to my ears this thing sounds better than Take 5. I'm not sure. I do love the TO2, but that's Oberheim. I want this sound. So let's give it a listen. I don't know if we'll watch the whole video, but
we spend a lot of time looking at synth spec sheets. How many voices, how many LFOs. But sometimes you get a piece of gear that reminds you synths are actually instruments. This is the sequential form. On paper, it's a bit bare bones. 4 voices, mono out, no built-in reverb, but it's the sound and performance experience that I want to show you today and show why I think it's a really special release that surprised me. Sequential did something interesting with Form. They stripped back a lot of the bulk and size, as well as some of the menu diving, and replaced it with a front panel mod matrix
he really does
inspired
do
by the Pro 1 and a brand new proprietary Poly Aftertouch keyboard. So because at its core, Form is so much more about performance and expression versus diving deep into features or specs, I'm going to do this review a little bit differently than I normally do and play you almost entirely performances and demo songs that I've made with the form over the last couple months of owning it. Thanks to Sequential for sending over the review unit, but as always, they have no say over the contents of this video and don't get to see it before it goes live. My channel is instead supported by you guys purchasing my custom synth
Professional
patches,
glazer.
including my
All right,
upcoming bank for the form,
Sorry,
which you'll
Devin, I
be
just
able
want
to
to
get
hear
in the
the
description.
sounds. Okay, wait. All right, I'm not sure about that sound right there. Actually, that patch. Let's go forward a little bit. Didn't sound bad, but it's not selling me on it. You guys go subscribe to Devin Belanger. Big shout out. I'm watching his video, so yeah, like and subscribe and all that.
Cut off, pulse width modulation, and vibrato. Before we check out more demos, let's take a quick look at some of the basic features, and starting with the oscillators. As you'd expect from Sequential, they sound great, and we've got pulse width modulation.
Just the raw sounds sound
We've
nice
got a
on
beautiful Prophet 5 style low pass filter, and let me tell you, this filter has the sauce. It absolutely sounds great.
it. It has the sauce, people. The sauce. It's pretty basic,
But of course, the star of the show is this modulation section, borrowed from the Pro 1, but with the Poly Aftertouch twist.
I've heard a lot of people say that it has like way more in common with the Pro 1 than like the Prophet 5. I'm not sure how true that is, but a 4-voice Pro 1, I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me.
Now, as you can see, we have different buses that we can assign different parameters to, and Poly Aftertouch is down here in the left.
Poly Aftertouch is a nice feature, even if it does just have the mini keys.
Since having the form, I've been obsessed with using it for things you wouldn't traditionally use a sequential synth for, one that doesn't have Poly Aftertouch. My favorite genre by far to use this in has been cinematic music, because the Poly Aftertouch really allows it to be so expressive compared to mono Aftertouch. So let's check out this next cinematic demo jam starring the form on both leads and pads.
He always makes nice patches. Right, Probes, it's a demo. It's a commercial, I know. But damn, it sounds really nice. To me, that definitely sounds like a sequential Dave Smith instrument to me, you know, like the high-end ones. But as Probe said, I know it's a demo. It's like an infomercial, right? But I don't know. This guy, like, I've played, like, he did the Third Wave. I got the Third Wave 8M. And I've seen his demos on that, and it's pretty accurate. He glazes, but I don't think he, like, I mean, it's a demo. I know.
If it was a little hard for you to hear exactly just how expressive the form was in that busy mix, let's strip it back, and I'm going to show you just a drum loop with 2 instances of form playing over top of it to show you just how expressive this Poly Aftertouch keyboard is.
I don't know, guys. I really like this thing. I've since it came out, I've been the sound. I really like it. To get that kind of that kind of sound I'm after. I think it might be a good one until the day I can get like a Prophet 5 or Prophet 10 or something, which may never happen. But this is I think this sounds more closer to that real Prophetish Pro 1 kind of good, that sequential sound than I've heard from the Take 5. Maybe I'm wrong. From what I understand, this has an all analog signal path completely, where the Take 5 apparently doesn't. I don't know how much that matters to the sound, but to me this is like, of their lower end, like lower tier price range products from Sequential, this is the closest I've heard to the Big Daddies to my ears.
Bass wasn't something I makes this actually. So hopefully it's clear by now that form excels with those beautiful Poly Aftertouch touch sounds that I've showed so far.
All right. Well, yeah, that's so that's contender number 1, right? The form. That's one I'm really considering, and it's even more enticing because of the fact that it's the cheaper of the two. But let's go to. Now, I haven't seen any of these demos, but these are some presets. This is one that I've been wanting for a long time, and this is the Tempest. This is like, to me, I think one of the most awesome drum machines ever. But let's give a listen to this, guys, and see. Let me know your thoughts. I'll jump back in the chat. I'll put it over here in a minute and then get into it. Let's see what we got here. Don't know whose channel this is. Let's see. This is Nicholas Mellis. We'll go ahead and subscribe to him and like the video, just because I'm showing it on my streaming his content. But I wanted to get some sound examples here. It's pretty cool. It's kind of quiet, but I just love the Tempest. Heard it can be frustrating, and it has some quirks and whatnot. Let's jump ahead here. It's a synth too, not just a drum machine. Beautiful machine though. I love the way it looks and the sound. You got Dave Smith and Roger Lynn signatures there, which, I mean, that alone. That's pretty sick sound. All right, we'll go. Let's see. Check out someone else. This is Suzuki Rio. Just check out a few demos, guys. See what. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, that was pretty hot, huh? Suzuki Rio, 347 subscribers. I'll give a subscribe and a like. I think this was recently, maybe 3 years ago. Kind of feel like I should have got this over the Perkins, even though I love the Perkins. Like, I don't know, I should have got this first because this is one I've been wanting more, but I wanted to try that one, and I'm not bummed, and I'm not gonna get rid of the Perkins, but I definitely this has to come to me at some point. This is one I just love it. Don't need it. These are wants. Pretty sick. Pretty sick beat. Alright. We'll listen to one more. We got someone named Joshua Guy. Let's listen to this. Was also 3 years ago. A lot of people doing Tempest demos. Only 67 subscribers. Go give Josh a subscribe, guys. All way different demos, huh? It's a very versatile, like, synth drum machine. Analog beast. And we'll just give one last listen. There's another Suzuki. Let's see if we got anybody else. Of course, it was on Bad Gear. Oh, here's them talking about. Oh, we got to watch this real quick. This is Dave Smith and Roger Lynn talking about. Let's.
Hi, Dave Smith here with Grammy winner Roger Lynn. We're showing off our latest creation. This is the Tempest analog drum machine.
R.I.P. Dave
portable,
Smith.
but heavy duty. An incredibly powerful little instrument.
And actually calling it a drum machine is really understanding its capabilities. When Dave and I started talking about the design of this product, we really asked ourselves, what does a drum machine need to be in the year 2011 and beyond? And we really wanted to make something that's a virtuosic instrument for beat-oriented music. And this thing really is wonderful in its ability to, all in real time,
I've never seen this video.
Compose, manipulate, and arrange beat-oriented music. And we're very excited about it, and we think you will be too.
And when you integrate all of those features with the sound, the analog sound, and when you're not limited to static samples, it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities in a musical instrument, a rhythmic musical instrument. So check it out here. So here's a little more detail on what the instrument entails. We start with
This is
the
gonna have to
oscillator
be what I
section, and
get,
we
as
have
much as I
4
want the
oscillators
form.
per voice in this instrument. We have 2 analog oscillators plus a sub-oscillator, and we have 2 digital
Form's new. I can
oscillators.
always grab
The
that.
digital
These
oscillators
might
could
go
be
back up
regular
in
old
price and
samples,
become
or
more
we even put
rare
in the
through the
Prophet
years, and
VS
then I'll
waves
totally
just for
fucking
fun.
regret not getting it again.
After that, it goes to the low-pass filter. It's 4-pole, fully resonant. If you've played with our other instruments before, you're familiar with the
Super
basic
cool. I'm
setup
gonna have to
there.
go back and watch this whole video. Sorry guys, didn't mean to blow your ears off there. That got way louder. That is sick sounding. I apologize for that if I blew your ears or
Hi,
speakers.
I'm Roger Lynn, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more
Roger.
about the sequencing section of the Tempest drum machine.
All
that
right,
Dave and I have
you can all go watch this.
It's
This is
a very interesting
Sequential.
machine,
Obviously, I would
intended
imagine
to be a
that
virtuosic
you're all
instrument
subscribed to
for the creation,
Sequential, I would think, or
manipulation,
most of you.
and arrangement of beat-oriented music.
All right, guys. So we'll come back into the chat. So there you have it. I'm kind of leaning towards the Tempest over the Form, to be honest. Let's see. Go to scenes. Although, I mean, in a perfect roll, I'd get both, but that's a lot of money. And that's going against my rule of only one piece of gear to add per year from coming on forward. The only way I justify it is if I sold something and I don't really want to sell. I don't have anything I want to sell right now. So let's see what you guys are all saying here. Appreciate you hanging out and listening to that with me. Once you decide what you like, probably best to software initially. Oh yeah, you branch out. Oh, you're talking about the MS-20. Whereabouts in the U.S. roughly? I'm in northern Nevada. Probes. Very high desert. Sounds nice, but it's a demo. Very cold, high desert. Yeah, I can see that. The Prophet sounds a lot more thunderous, in my opinion, but I do like how this sounds as well. Yeah, it's not exact destructo. It's not like one. It's not identical, but it sounds good. It's got that sequential sound. You know what I mean? You can tell there's something about their instruments that all have that. I don't know if it's their oscillators or what it is that has that, and the filters. It's just a combination that makes that. And I get that sound. It definitely doesn't. It's not one-on-one with a Prophet, but you can get in the territory. Is that a mini key bed? It is, Warheart. It is. Don't like mini. I'm not a fan of mini keys either. But if you have a big keyboard, you can just, MIDI it up to your big keyboard. Of course, you won't have the polyphonic aftertouch there. They're not like super mini keys. They call them like slimmer, so whatever. But yeah, I know. That's kind of one of the only things I don't like about it. Let's see. Probes. Try it and see. His demo on the Mini Freak is good. Yeah, Zito. Yeah, he does good demos. I'm a fan of his method of showing. He's one of the best. He glazes with the best of them. Let's see. So the Tempest is fully analog drums. It is tactical and synth. It's dope. How many voices? I forget. I'd have to look. I want to say it's like 6 voice. I don't know. Let me look it up and see. Oh, hang on. Hang on real quick. I will go to... How many voices is it? Let's see the specs. Let's see. 6 voice, yep. It's a 6 voice analog synthesizer and drum machine. Designed by the legends, though, Each of the 6 voices features 2 analog oscillators, 2 digital oscillators with samples, and a Curtis low-pass filter, allowing it to function as a 6-voice polyphonic synthesizer or a dedicated drum machine with 6 individual voice outputs. I mean, come on. That's pretty dope. That is, those are good, decent specs for a drum machine. You know, all analog with the filter and and you can put samples, and you can have. The thing is sick. It's sick. I don't think you can sample directly into it, but you can load samples, I guess, onto it. Let's see, 6 voice. Oh, yeah, Destructor already answered. That's at least think so. Yeah, you were right. I thought so too, but I was like, I better check. Yo, what up? DJ Rec and the Ill Robot. What's up, dude? Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Yeah, guys. So those are the things I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about selling nothing. And you know, as some things that I decide I don't want to use as much, as I've mentioned before, my daughter's gotten into building a little studio set up in her room. She's got a little desk set up with keyboard and a sampler drum machine and stuff. So some things that I might not use, I can let her use for a while. You know, like it's kind of passing down, you know, hand me down stuff, and then it stays in the family. If I ever want to use it again, she can get use out of stuff while I'm not using it, and then I'll be like, hey, gonna need that Mini Freak back. I did that the other day because I did need the Mini Freak for something, but she's gonna take it back. But yeah, George G's, what up, dude? Was just looking, George, at the DSi Tempest, dude. I think that's gonna be my 2026 deal, because you know, I wanted the TR-1000, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I really want the TR-1000. I just can't justify dropping $30,000, whatever it is, for another drum machine. You know, I don't need another drum machine. And if I was gonna get one that I want versus need, I've wanted the Tempest for so long. Like, that's been like on my short list for forever. It was right there with the Quantum. It was like the Quantum, the Tempest. What else was on there that I got? You know, I had things on there. Like, I had the Yamaha the CP Reface on there. I had the Octatrack used to be on there. I have a small list of things that have been out for a long time that I want more than other things. You know, my short list. And the Tempest has been on there for forever. And yeah, you know, but then I was looking at the Form, but I really don't need another synth. But I don't think I'm gonna get sounds like anything like what the Form does out of the Tempest. I mean, best world scenario, I get both, right? The Tempest isn't. I mean, the Form's not super expensive. It's not like I'm looking at it's like $1,000, right? Which isn't cheap, but that's a lot cheaper than, like, say, looking at Leviathan or any of this other stuff that's out. But yeah, I don't know. So these are the things I'm wrestling with over these next, as I await for the tax season to drop on me. We'll see. There's some other things that I have to do. It's they got that new thing where, like, I'm gonna get a discount on all the overtime you work. You don't get taxed on all your overtime. So I worked a shitload of overtime. I always do. So that's hopefully going to give me a little bit of extra scratch. That's what I understood. I got a letter from my employer saying, oh yeah, the bill that passed, anyway. So that'll be cool. Get a bigger tax refund. I don't know how much it'll be exactly, but, if I do use any of it I usually try and treat myself to something nice. A lot of times it's tools for the year or something I use for work related, but sometimes, you know, I like to get things for the studio. One year I got a mixer. One year I bought a bunch of cables and new patch bay. Last year I got the Octatrack was my big yearly thing that I'd wanted for a long time, which I have no regrets getting. So yeah, I'm thinking the Tempest, if I can find a good enough deal. Now I've seen, you know, I want to get it. If I could get one for like 12 to 14, I bet George could find one on the East Coast cheap. Man, but I look on Reverb, but I've seen a few drop down to like 1,500, which is pretty low compared to, for a while they were going up. They were all, you know, well over $2,000 to $3,000. So we'll see what's up there when, I'm in no hurry. I might just sit and wait. I'm good at that. I did it with the Quantum for a long time. Watched and watched and watched, like, thought made an offer on one. It's like, no, it didn't. It got, turned down. And finally I got the deal, the exact deal that I wanted, which was, around $1,800 for a Quantum, which is a steal to me. Absolute steal. But let's see. What up, Aaron? How's it going, dude? Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate all you dudes. And thanks for all you guys that have been watching the videos and commenting and hanging out. Fucking much appreciated. It's an awesome community here. You guys are all good folks. Let's see. Renegades in the house. No such thing. Always need more. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's see. Bump. Tempest is sick. I've been wanting it as well. Right, George? It's just one of those ones that, like, just what it is. It's such an iconic piece, too, because, like, Dave Smith's gone. It was co-designed with both the names of Roger and Dave on there. I mean, and it's just such a badass instrument. It sounds killer. Tactical. Oh, jumped on me here. Let's see. That's why I got the Analog Rhythm, because when it came out, I wanted it. I couldn't afford it, but at the time I got a great deal, and I'm happy. And Analog Rhythm is a badass drum machine, dude. I've looked at that over and over and over again too. Tactical, can't go wrong. That's a badass machine. I ended up getting a used Syntakt, which is kind of like almost sort of like an Analog Rhythm Lite in some ways, but I do get those 4 analog voices for drums, and it's got some of the sound of it. And then I get a badass synth. I actually love the Syntakt because I get the synth on it. I wish they'd give us another update. I'm afraid they're just going to do what they did with Digiton 1 and let it sit for the last couple years with no update, and then bring out a number 2. Damn you, Electron. But yeah, you can't go wrong, dude. You got a badass drum machine. You're set. What all buying new or old, and what y'all buying new or old in 2026? That's it. That's DJ Rec. I was looking at both that new Sequential Forum and the Dave Smith Instruments Tempest are the two on that I'm eyeing, and I'm leaning towards the Tempest, to be honest. I've got a few new tools and a new synth, a new flagship. Yeah, George knows we always got to buy some new tools. Got to treat ourselves. Yo, I see a Mooger Fruger ring modulator. Yes, what up, TCO? Yes, dude, that was actually a gift from Noir. Noir et Blanc, the man, the myth, the legend. He sent that to me. Super, super awesome. Just threw it out there one day. He was like, hey, I've got one that I'm not using, because it was when the first Booger Fruger Behringer ones were released. He mentioned it and asked me for my address and sent it to me. The fucking dopest present ever, dude. I should have had him sign it. I thought about that after. I was like, dude, you should have signed the back of it. Would have been sick. Like, but yeah, how dope is that, dude? Noir. I've been following, like, for, like, I don't know how many years, like a long time. I've been on his live streams and following and talking to him, and he's the coolest dude in the world. But yeah, I was so hyped to get that. I mean, what an honor. You know what I mean? Let's see. I have to get a few. Let's see. Last Tempest near me went for $1,300. See, that would be the type of deal I'm looking for, George, for sure. Oh shit. Let's see. Oh man, I've been hearing that it doesn't cover the whole overtime. No, it don't. Apparently, it only covers the difference. I would have to double check that, but it caught me by surprise. Yeah, I think it's for this year. I don't know if from coming forward it does. It's not going to be that huge of a thing, but with the amount of overtime I work, if it's like a percentage, even if it's like a few $100 or whatever, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath for it. Let's see. This world needs a hero. What up, dude? Welcome. I got to be heading off. I'm actually not working tomorrow. I have to go to a doctor's appointment in the morning, and then I'm going to have the weekend off. I'm going to plan on doing some more live streams. I told Tactical I'm going to do some stuff on the Perkins. I'll bust that out tomorrow, and either tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. I'll do a live stream for sure with the Perkons. and do some jamming. Maybe that and Third Wave together, because I don't think I've done much since I got the Third Wave on video. And I made a few of my own patches. That's what I wanted to show, is that thing is so fun to make patches on, that 8M. It's really, really fun to design your own sounds on. But right on, guys. Let's see. I really hope everybody has an awesome weekend coming up on us. Be creative, stay jamming, all that jazz. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. It's a fucked up, messed up time out there in the world. All kinds of shit going on. All we can do is try and be good people, right? And be good to each other. PMA all day, every day. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.